Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another rendition of XGR.
XGR for your video game needs. Yeah.
The Fallen Angel. Today we have, as always, Chris the Mole.
Hello.
We have Brickdoor the Hammer.
Hello.
And we have Stacy.
Thanks.
Pew pew.
Alright, well, first up we have news for the week. I'm going to go first, so I can get it out of the way.
Fair enough. Take us away.
We have one foul-mouthed GTA 5 playing grandma. That's right, a grandma playing GTA 5. There's nothing quite like seeing there's nothing quite like seeing an adorable old lady lose it. It's even better than that old lady loses it in a video game. Video I'll put a link somewhere. A delightful old lady is
I'm gonna stop you there. I don't know if it was just me. Could you repeat that? Because there was a giant pause in the middle, and then it speeded up like fuck.
It did that for me too.
Okay, because it was like, yeah, have you ever seen? It's like, what? What's he saying?
Nothing quite like seeing an adorable old lady lose it. It's even better when that old lady loses it in a video game. The video clip above, we'll throw the link somewhere. A delightful old lady appears to use Grand Theft Auto 5 to take out her rage on British gas. We don't have that in these parts, so instead I'm going to imagine she's calling Con Edison a bunch of tosses like an adorable Michael Caine-ish matriarch.
Nice.
Yeah, so she's got like the full-on headset on her head. A little corner up in the side of the screen. It's hilarious.
Well, if she wore a headset on her knee, it'd be weird.
There's like one-on-one.
Cool. I will say you do a bit of, just for the people listening. We don't know what it is. We may be having technical difficulties. The Fallen Angel is breaking up pretty bad, but we can still hear him.
Alright. Starbound is nearing its beta release. Besides rolling Terraria-like RPG, which apparently this guy can't about, is almost out of beta. Nearing its beta release. I guess it's going to be on Steam, more than likely. I'm not too sure, because it doesn't tell me. So yeah, yay, a new game's coming.
Woo! New game!
That's shit. I've got better PS4 news. PS4 will not support external hard drives. Sony has posted a massive PS4 FAQ on the PlayStation blog, and it's full of granular details surrounding the next-gen console. One noteworthy piece of news, PS4 will not support external hard drives, although the internal hard drive will be swappable. So no, you can't plug another hard drive into the machine for extra storage, Sony says.
Do you really need, like, that much, like, cause my PlayStation 3, it's fine, like, I don't, like, need, like, a shit ton of, I'm not gonna store, like, my entire, like, iTunes library. Well, my iTunes library is small, but I know other people who have, like, an entire iTunes and video and, like, movies and everything else on there. I just use it for, like, gaming and stuff. I'm not gonna put, like, my entire digital history of everything on there.
Yes, you do. others download film stuff. The other problem I see with that, some games, like I like to buy some games digitally via the PlayStation Store. For example, Killzone 4, I believe thank God I'm getting it with the console, it's like 40 gigabytes.
Oh, it's only 40? Didn't they say it was 50 a couple weeks ago?
Oh, it might have been 50, I forgot how much it was.
It was ridiculous, I know.
It was ridiculously high. And if the PlayStation 4 is like the PS3, that's going to be 100 gigabytes to download it.
Wait, what? Why is it double the kill?
On a rake.
Because that's the way PS3 does it. Because it has to download it, then it installs it, so it needs double space.
Yeah.
And I hate that aspect so much.
So do I.
When it's done installing, you don't need, like, the downloaded version anymore, do you? Like, it still takes up 100 gigs on your thing? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Basically, Geeky Girl, the way the PS3 works, what we went about is, if you download something that's 20 gigabytes, you need 40. If you download something that's 30, you need 60.
But does it stay like 40 after you downloaded it and installed it?
No, it doesn't, but what that means is if, say, you've got 100 gigabytes free, or say you've got like 40 gigabytes free, you can't download a 50 gigabyte game, or you can't download a 40 gigabyte game, which stops you downloading stuff that should be able to fit on your console.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah, but we're getting off track. Bring us back in, Fallen Angel.
So no, you can't plug another hard drive into your machine for extra storage, yada. But you can upgrade the 5 gigabyte hard drive that comes with PS4, so long as it meets certain standards. And I quote, PS4 is equipped with a 5,400 RPM SATA 2 hard drive. Users can choose to install a new hard drive so long as it complies with these standards. It is no thicker than 9.5 millimeters and is larger than 160 gig. If you want more than 500 gig, and you might, considering that just one game, Killzone Shadowfall, is 40 gig, you'll have to upgrade.
That's why you type below, thanks for stealing the rest of my news. Because I ended up talking about the download of Killzone. I'm sorry for that, for Fallen Angel. But in retrospect, that was my news originally, as I took that last week. Or the week before.
Oh well.
But it's all cool.
Right, who's next?
I'll go next. My first news story is a news story I'm calling Gotta Solve 'Em All. It would appear as though the Pokemon Company is working on a 3DS title which places you in the role of a detective. But who is your partner? Sherlock Holmes? No. Batman? No. Forget all those detectives. It's Pikachu.
Fuck you.
Because you know what you need in a detective game is someone when you say to them, okay, who do you think did this? Pika? Okay, good, that's a good lead. So who do you think did this? Pika? Good. You think it was Mr. Robinson? Okay. But apparently the game is revealed during a Japanese TV program called The Professionals, an episode which focused on the Pokemon Company's CEO, insert name I can't pronounce,
Japanese guy, got it.
Yeah, Japanese guy. I'll post it below because I know Richter likes Japanese stuff. He should be able to read it in a plausible manner. But the game has postponed development cycle as a proposed development cycle of 2 years, where the program didn't make clear when it actually started going in. According to the show, a rare version of Pikachu will serve as the game's central villain as well.
Wait, Pikachu's also the villain?
Yes.
Dun dun dun.
Well, there's that little mystery solved. No need to buy that.
Spoilers.
I'm sorry, you can't tell us it's a detective game and tell us who did it. That defeats the purpose. But what do you think about that game, Fallen Angel, as our Pokemon correspondent?
Pika, pika, pika. He says he likes it.
Dingo? Okay, no. The next news article I call GTA Grand Theft Alec. You got the daggers. Alec Baldwin says he was once approached for a role in a Grand Theft Auto game, but turned it down due to reputation concerns, basically stemming from the character in question being a cop killer. Speaking in an interview with IndieWire, Baldwin brought up the proposed role and explained why he declined. The makers of Grand Theft Auto came to me to do a voice of some mobster many years ago for Grand Theft Auto 2, and they may have offered this incomprehensible amount of money for one day's work, Baldwin said. And they offered me a pile of money, this ridiculous amount of money. This just came in a record, this voice for 1 or 2 days, and I turned them down because the character was a cop killer, and I didn't want to get near that because of my reputation. I have enough problems with this, with the press as it is. I said no.
He's already a cop killer. He doesn't want it to, like,
No, he said he has he said he has enough problems with his reputation due to how the press always post stuff about him. So he said no, because this was just basically like saying to him, "Hey, look, I'm starring as a cop killer. Say something about it." Which I gotta say, I kind of respect him for that. I'll admit my Alec Baldwin impression isn't great. It's sort of like an "I'm Batman" voice. But it works. But what do you guys think about that? And also, I will also note, I don't think it was Grand Theft Auto 2, as I don't believe that game had voice acting. Which means I'm predicting it's Vice City. I'm thinking Vice City or Grand Theft Auto 3.
Sure, I mean, that's good that you really respect your morals and stuff, you don't see that all the time. But then I can think of a much more reputable actors who just gave up and said, oh fuck it, I'll do it for the paycheck, so... yeah, either way is fine.
Hi, Hugo Weaving!
I was thinking of, was it Michael Caine in that, in The Rock, in that, like, Adventure Island thingy or whatever?
You know about Journey 2? That was actually pretty fun in 3D.
I know, stupid.
It was a pretty fun 3D film. It wasn't meant for you, it was meant to be more like a family film.
Thanks.
And, yeah, you don't have a family.
I'm an orphan.
Yeah, you're an orphan.
I was raised on the streets. I never was loved.
Sun will come out tomorrow, and the sun will exist. That was my impression of the geeky girl as an orphan. But no, my next one I call Halo Again, Old Friend. You like that pun? Halo Again, Old Friend. Microsoft has announced that Halo Spartan Assault, the top-down twin-stick shooter previously exclusive to Windows Phone, Surface, and Windows 8, will be released on Xbox One and Xbox 360 digital download this December. Spartan Assault is set during the time between Halo 3 and Halo 4, and stars Spartan Commander Sarah Palmer and Spartan Davis. It chronicles the very first Spartan Ops mission. The Xbox One and 360 versions will also add the Flood as a new enemy, along with online co-op and new co-op missions, weapons, armor abilities, achievements, as well as the 5 missions from the Operation Hydra DLC.
Yay, Halo things.
No one? Oh, okay.
Yay.
It was alright, I mean, like, it was okay. It was, like,
Come on, Victor, you're the 360 fanboy here, you're supposed to be all over the Halo crap.
I am? Oh.
No, but...
I got Halo, and I just, it was alright.
Last one I played was 3.
Fair enough. My last bit of news, this trailer is rather heavenly.
Ha! I see what you did there.
The trailer for Heavenly Sword movie is now out. Look it up today. The Heavenly Sword movie is a computer-generated animated film starring Anna Torv, Alfred Molina, and Thomas Jane. Torv, best known for playing FBI agent Olivia Dunham in the TV show Fringe, reprises her role as the voice of Heavenly Sword protagonist, I hope I pronounced this right, Nariko. I believe it's Nariko. Nariko. Veteran actor Molina is known for his roles in Raiders of the Lost Ark, Spider-Man 2, Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, along with other films, and of course Thomas Jane was the fucking Punisher in the 2004
So they were in
film.
an Indiana Jones film?
One of them was.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
They've all been in different stuff. Heavenly Sword, planned as a direct-to-DVD release, is being produced by Blockade Entertainment, which is also working on the Ratchet & Clank movie, due out in 2015.
There's a Ratchet & Clank movie? That's interesting.
Yes, but what did you guys think of the trailer I showed you?
Oh, it looked cool. I never played the game, but, I may, check it out as a game.
I've played one Heavenly Sword game, and that's PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. It counts, she's in it. But since no one here has played or heard of it, Richter, what do you think about them, since you've probably completed it by now?
Of Heavenly Sword?
Yeah, due to the fact no one else has.
I only played 2 stages of it, but it was okay. Except, the action parts were fine, but then you have to control her friend, and you have to shoot stuff, and it was one of those use the 6 axis to aim the shot, and that was just terrible. That part was just so bad.
Yeah, well, fair enough. That was the end of my news. Over to one of you.
I'll go next. Alright. First up, the Walking Dead Season 2 trailer is out. Oh my god, watch it.
I see what you did there with a pun. That's awesome.
Wait, what?
Oh, you're not doing the funny news titles like I was, okay. My bad.
Oh, okay. I don't... okay, apparently I made up some kind of pun or something.
I was joking about the fact I'm the only one that seems to be doing the crappy, horrible names for the stories. Well, Richter sometimes does, based on last.
He did it that one time.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so... The new trailer's out, I've seen it, and it follows, the game follows our little favorite heroine from the last one, Clementine. And she's just so precious and adorable, and now that she's been through so much, and hopefully, when you play the other game, she'll turn into, a badass. It'd be, interesting if they decided, how you decided to treat her, whether you tried to be tough on her, easy on her, her mentality, through the game should change. That'd be cool if they did that, a little bit. Cause you can be, seriously straight with her, no bullshit, hard, hard, and it sucks, and label shit on you and everything, and she's, 8 or something. So, if she turned into, some kind of cutthroat badass because of that, that'd be cool. And if you were, all pansy ass and she could be all scared and, more run away or something, it'd be cool if that affected it a little bit. Because it says in the thing, she will remember that. So, will she? We'll find out. So.
Remember you told her that there's shit in the world.
Yes. Okay. So, next bit of news, Assassin's Creed 4, the Black Flag DLC, is exclusive to the PlayStation 4. You get an extra, hour of gameplay with this assassin chick named Evelyn. So you get, 3 missions with her, and that adds an extra hour of gameplay. It's only for a PlayStation, So, that would be, cool, I guess. I hope her, it's worth it. An extra hour of gameplay for me, honestly, if, because I've been considering about it, that isn't, I'm already gonna get on the PlayStation 4 because I'm, what else am I gonna get on? But, if I, if I was getting both the Xbox One and PlayStation 3, and if, let's say, I had a PC that could actually run this, I probably wouldn't care, either one, because, an extra hour, that's not enough for me. An extra hour? No, give me an extra, 5 hours. That's something. But, it's still an extra 1 hour.
See, for me personally, an extra hour is cool if it was something I liked. I mean, I'm not fussed on the Assassin's Creed games, but since Brotherhood, but an extra hour is pretty cool. I'll admit, I've done stuff before now. Like, I've gone out and I've bought DVDs of films I already had because they had, like, as little as, like, an extra 8 minutes footage. Just because I needed to see that 8 minute footage, because it could change everything.
Because you can watch it online.
Why would I watch it online? I have a little thing we adults call a job.
I will get one of those eventually. So, yeah, that's Assassin's Creed news. Boom. Now, PlayStation 14, PS4 beta release date announced. So, it says 22nd February 2014. Ooh, massive multiplayer online role-playing game launched 2 months ago on PC and PlayStation 3. And, I hope it's not like that. Ugh. But, who knows? It could be better. So, but, let's see. Let's see how that works. Final Fantasy's been kind of poo lately, so, for quite a while, actually. They've kind of had a poo marathon of poo, so, hopefully, they can get better.
Yep. I've only heard good things about the MMO. I don't know why, though. It doesn't interest me. I don't really like Final Fantasy. I haven't enjoyed the Final Fantasy since 6, but it's a case of I can understand people like Final Fantasy. A load of people I know keep telling me about how awesome the new Final Fantasy MMO is, so I'm like, okay, kind of cool.
Alright. So, that's my news. Loop.
Alright.
Over to the head.
Yep. First up, I don't have nice titles for these.
Are you
ones.
like the sad head gamer? Is that like, I'm just thinking of all your names, and I just think like the sad head gamer. Like, you're like on your forehead, like, cause your forehead's so big, you just draw a little sad face on it. Cause you're like the sad head gamer.
No, I draw it on top of my head, so when I'm sad, I can put my head down, and then they see a frowny face.
Yeah. His nicknames are the Sad Gamer, the Sad Head Gamer, the Head, Baldy One Kenobi, Rick, Richter, Hammy, and I also believe he also likes to be called Daddy Cool.
I thought it was Mac Daddy.
I thought it was Big Papa Pump.
Yeah.
I also think you forgot Rookie.
I did, I also forgot Ricky.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, the first two from the files of...
Stone.
Papa was From, the first up we have, games that nobody else has heard of. Get those out of the way. But, last week NIS announced that they are bringing over Hyperdimension Neptunia PP, yeah, I know, to the PlayStation Vita, which, unfortunately isn't a role-playing game. It's like one of those idle music games, so we'll see if that's any good. And, they also said that they're bringing Mugen Soul Z over to Europe and North America next year. And Mugen Soul is however we say it. That game was pretty cool. I kept hearing about Z when I was looking up stuff for the original, and Z is apparently a lot better, so I am anxious for that to come out.
I would say I've heard of that.
You would? Oh, okay.
Only because apparently I tweeted you it.
Yeah, you're just like, hey, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I was like, wow, how did he hear about that?
Nothing, I just remembered ages ago when we were talking about the Mugen things, I bought one thinking it was going to be the Mugen fighting game. I was like, oh yeah, Victor plays this crap, cool. And then I just thought I'd hype up your show for you.
Well, thank you.
I would say I've heard of that too, but I haven't.
Alright, and then, next one we have, We Would Like to Kill. And Nintendo has apparently stopped manufacturing the Wiis in Japan, at least. And it's most likely because the sales numbers were not that great, and it's funny, but in Japan only, the Wii U outsold the Wii, and everywhere else the Wii actually outsold the Wii U. For the last 6 months.
Yep.
They're still making new Wiimotes though. Like just in Walmart today, I saw like a whole Luigi like Wiimote. Like the buttons were freaking gold, like his like vest and it's like or not vest, his like overalls and stuff, and it was green. And then it was like it was like pretty much his like whole green and blue like overall colors. You know, it's pretty fucking awesome.
They're still making Wiimotes because they work on the Wii U.
Yeah,
I know, but this is freaking awesome. Yeah.
All right, and next bit of news is Killzone Buzzkill. So we've heard earlier how big the install was, but apparently some places actually have Killzone available for sale. Also DualShock 4s, but at least you can use that sort of as per the news last week. But yeah, so you can go out in some places and actually pick up your first PS4 game of Killzone and just stare at the box because you can't play it yet for another 2.5 weeks.
I will say, Killzone is coming with my PS4.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, you'll get to look forward to me talking about that. No, because when it'll be actually released when I get my console. It comes bundled with my console.
But yeah, I just found that.
I did too. For buying games when you can't play them is just why.
Yeah, I don't know why anyone would buy it. Like, even if you pre-ordered it, I think you can wait like before the system comes in.
Even more hilarious, depending on how long it's been on sale.
Mm-hmm.
Some shops only have 10-day guarantees, some have 20, some have 30, which means it's possible to buy the game, not be able to actually see if it works, and then not have the warranty.
That would really suck. If somebody did that. It'd be really funny, but I'd feel really bad. Not for laughing, but I'd just feel bad for that person.
I'd feel bad for him too.
What would be the person to ensure it doesn't work?
I said I'd feel bad for him.
As bad as he would feel taking candy from a baby and laughing about it.
Hey, taking candy from a baby's dangerous. That's how Mr. Burns got shot. Yeah, I pulled that reference out.
Yeah, I missed it.
Nice. But that's the end of the news.
I have one more. Sorry.
No, you don't. Over to Crockett. You have one more.
Yes. Okay, this one's called Sure You Can Learn Some Extra Bits About Street Fighter 2. So, over at the Mugen Fighters Guild, which is a website, there's a guy who is translating tweets from the game director Nishitani, who was like the game director of the original Street Fighter 2. And he has lots of tweets about like backstage stuff and random like things about the programming and design, and they're actually really interesting. And there's lots of crazy stuff like the red Hadouken is actually real. It was an Easter egg that the developers put in, and other things like the some of the like specifically here's a quick one, but sometimes when you attack Ryu when he's dizzy, he'll take double damage because originally they were gonna have double damage for dizzies, but they basically applied the double damage to each frame of animation. And for Ryu specifically, they forgot to remove it from one frame. So if you hit him in that one frame, he takes double damage. And I'm like, that's really crazy. But it's actually a pretty interesting read, even if you're only halfway interested in Street Fighter, just because it's a lot of cool behind-the-scenes stuff. But I would encourage you to check that out.
Oh, that does sound cool. I'd like to read that. Back over to the Aussie. The Aussie.
Pikachu.
Yay, here he is.
Ladies and
He
gentlemen,
responds to Pika language.
interrupting the Jesus Christ.
Oh, now we're just screaming out of fictional people. Optimus Prime! Sorry, that may be offensive. Continue, Fallen Angel, as our host.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now moving on to the catch-up section. I'll go first, because it's quick and easy. I have played no games this week.
Okay.
I've been prepping myself for Battlefield 4, WWE 2K14, and Assassin's Creed 4.
Nice. I will go next, because my one's short. I have played Batman Arkham Origins. That's the only game I've played this week. I'm going to say, a little disappointed in it. For more information, check out when I go to review this with Marcus Shadow. Out of respect for Marcus Shadow.
Oh, we know he's lying.
No, why could I not say that with a straight face? But
you know why.
But no, okay. Out of respect for the review itself that's going on my channel, I am not going to talk about the game until we go to do the review. So I'll just say it's a little disappointing, and yeah, over to one of these two ladies.
I see what you did there.
Oh, say. One lady and Stacy.
Nah.
Oh, go die. Anyway.
The Xpound Ellen, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, I like Ellen, so don't shut up. Ellen's awesome. Anyway.
Ellen is awesome. I did like her sitcom she had. With Bruce Campbell, that was awesome.
So, anyway, the games that I've played are pretty much, I've been playing Final Fantasy some more on Steam. I've been playing Pikmin 3, the mission mode. Oh my god, it's like a rush thing where you have to collect like all the gold fruit, but there's so much like regular fruit to distract you from the fruit that's worth more. So, oh god, it's like really crazy rush to like get all these things done in like a 10 minute period, and it's impossible to do by yourself, so I had my friend play with me. Yes, I actually have a friend to play with me now.
I just wanted to interject. The golden fruit, I thought it was James Phoenix's nickname.
Well, he is a golden fruit. I don't think he's worth nearly as much in this game. So, in this game, golden fruit is worth a whole lot. And pretty much, but it all depends. Because it's surrounded by, non-golden fruit, but the non-golden fruit is bigger, so you're like, okay, but, you kind of have to make, a lot of hard decisions, in a very small amount of time, so it's you're all going crazy, and you have to build bridges that you think will make it faster, and they're worth the time to build, because when you're carrying the golden fruit that's farther way back, it will be faster to go along that path, and dividing up your forces and everything. So it was really, it was really fun. I didn't expect it to be that fun.
Nice. And I'm glad you have a friend.
I know, I'm happy I have a friend too. Yeah, I'm so lonely. Anyway. So the next game that
I just wanted to ask, your friend, have they invited you anywhere where at the stroke of midnight you all have to drink out of a punch bowl?
No.
Okay, just wanted to make sure it wasn't some sort of cult, okay.
No, she's not in a cult. Anyway. It's actually probably one of my friends that's probably starting up her own video game review thing.
Cool. Hey, Geeky Girl's friend.
Yeah.
Friend of Pew Pew.
Yeah, you probably know her. I think her username on YouTube is AngryM. So.
Cool.
Anyway. So, yeah, I've been playing a lot with her. And then what we did was I played more Pokemon X. And I have yet to get a Dragonite. I'm annoyed. I want my Dragonite, goddammit. And I'm almost at the Elite Four, and I haven't got a Dragonite yet, and that's not acceptable. I refuse to do Elite Four until I have a Dragonite. So I'm gonna be I heard the Elite Four is super easy, and you don't really need to grind for it, but I'm already grinding because I'm making all my people fight and get experience for the Dragonite, which he's the main, but you still have the XP plus thing or whatever share, so everybody else is still getting experience, so everyone's gonna be way over leveled by the time I get to the Elite Four. So it's gonna be piss easy probably. When I actually end up ever doing it. So that's what I've been playing.
Hey, sounds like you had fun.
I did. I enjoy other people existing.
Over to the head.
Alright. So this week I of course played some more Monster Hunter. went over and played with my partner from way back in the day for Monster Hunter, Mark Tatsu, who, second only to his brother, is the biggest Sonic fan I know. But he was, we played that for several hours. Yeah, I know. Here's your bronze medal. No, but...
Bronze!
Does he have a limited edition Sonic game book in which he fights Sonic? Still pretty mint.
What's Sonic?
I have no idea.
Sonic was a name for Silver Sonic, which is wrongfully called Metal Sonic from some fans. He's Silver Sonic.
Oh, really? He's Silver Sonic?
Yeah, people call him Silver Sonic so you can differentiate between the two. Because he's not the same as Metal Sonic, which is blue and looks like, well...
Metal?
The, what do you call it, the Psycho Rangers and Power Rangers, basically. Well, the Psycho Rangers look like him. Silver Sonic's the one from Sonic 2. My bad. Now we're just talking about Sonic shit. Continue.
That's fine. But, no, that was fun. We played for several hours. That was awesome. Next game I played on my Vita was the Destiny of Spirits beta. I don't know. I think they just Sony just emailed random people that had Vita. I don't know, but it's kind of cool. It's like a free-to-play game where you get monsters, and you can every day you can pick up a partner, and it'll give you summon a monster, and then each of you gets one of that monster. And it's based off your location, so because I'm in North America, it has my little square, in the Pacific Northwest or whatever, and there's it's like a RPG kind of where I don't know if you ever played the old Final Fantasies. It's kind of like that, where there's a timer bar that fills up, and you attack when you do that. But you only have attack, and then there's a special attack you can activate with the bar at the bottom. There's only so much you can do per battle, but it's kind of neat. After you do a few fights, then you can fight a boss, and then you quote unquote purify the area, and you can move on to other ones.
Is it like Pokemon?
Kind of. You don't pick an attack though. They just attack, or you can do the special if you have the bar left. The bar doesn't fill up. You basically get the bar per fight, but each fight's only against 3 other ones. But it's kind of
sounds cool.
Yeah, it's a little like Pokemon, just because there's a lot of different types of monsters you get. Most of them are based off mythology and that kind of stuff, so you get chimeras or Native American spirits and
Kratos, I choose you!
Actually, you can get rare ones, and for the beta, the first day they had the PlayStation cats, and you can still get them, but then the second day they added Gravity Rush, so since I got some of those points, I bought it, and I got a cat in a cat suit, which made me laugh, because if you never played Gravity Rush, Cat's the main character. But I was like, oh, that's cool. So you can get PlayStation themed characters too. So I'm waiting to see in the actual one how many of those cost and which ones they do. Because I would totally get some. That'd be kind of neat.
Nice. So they could actually do a Kratos.
Yeah, they actually could.
Nice.
But and there's a shop function that doesn't work yet. There's nothing to get in there yet. So I assume that's where they're gonna do money. It's probably because. I think you buy those special orbs that you can use to buy the characters. I think they just give them to you for the beta, just so you actually try out those functions and whatnot. But and your HP is refilled every half hour or something, but you can use those special orbs to get more. So I'm assuming that's where the money sink is. But it's actually kind of neat. I will wait to see when it actually comes out, but I actually kind of like it. It's a decent play it for a couple minutes every day.
It sounds
like a play to win thing with the buying of health.
Could be. I like that. It sounds awesome. However, I was giggling because if they do PlayStation exclusive characters, you actually stand a chance of being able to use the sentence based on what Richter said of, yeah, I used my special orbs and it gave me a sack. Sack boy. There's no way when he says special orbs I didn't giggle and think testicle. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
You thought that too, didn't you?
Of course. No.
What if anything else except testicles? Don't tell his wife.
But they're little balls, so yeah.
Uh-huh.
Once I start calling them orbs and balls, it's over. But and the last game I played this week, a little bit of, was Phoenix Wright Dual Destinies on the 3DS.
Yes!
Objection! That's all I know.
That game's pretty cool. I'm in the beginning of the second case, so I haven't gotten to play much, unfortunately. But first case was actually pretty cool, even though you know who the bad guy is, like at the beginning.
Evil Pikachu.
It was evil. Oh, why'd you ruin it for everybody? But I like that it's the tutorial case, but they actually made it like a real case, where in the other games the tutorial case was pretty short, and it was basically just to get you. Yeah, it was just to get you. You know, it was a tutorial. It just taught you all the functions and made you feel all smart for figuring it out. But the first case in this one, it did that, and then it really moved into actually just being like a real case. Plus the part where where Phoenix Wright actually comes into the courtroom is pretty awesome. And then I think it's kind of cool that you. Sorry to ruin this for anybody, but you start playing as one character and then you shift over to another one in the middle of the case, which I think is kind of neat.
I have to ask.
Yes.
Do you need to have played the other ones before you play one of them? I mean, are they big story things that it's like, oh, you won't understand what the hell's going on?
They do make references to it. To understand a lot of the nuances, yes, but at the same time, the characters explain like who they are, so you're not just like, I don't know who this guy is. He's just like, oh, my name is this, and I do this, and I've been here like a year, and you know, like when a character's introduced from the other ones, they actually will explain it to you a little bit, so you wouldn't be completely lost.
Ah, cool. That works
like
out
sometimes, you know, like if the guy's like, oh, yeah, you know, he's like, oh, I've seen stuff like this before, and the other person's like, really? And he's like, never mind. But like, you know, and then you'd be like, oh, okay, I understand what he's saying, but you can kind of brush that stuff off. So
I may have to get one of them. I do like lawyer stuff. That's why
So
I do own all of Ally McBeal on DVD.
So I have to ask one thing, Richter. How do you feel about people's emotions being used against them in court?
I actually like that mechanic far more than Apollo's one from the last game. Like, I hated his so much. I actually like the emotion one, although it reminds me of Super Princess Peach.
Because I saw ones where, like, I saw, like, because I was watching a Let's Play of it, right, and I was 16, he goes, Your Honor, I see that she's, like, registering fear right now, but she's also registering that she's happy. She's happy and scared at the same time. Your emotions are conflicting. You need to control your emotions, or some shit like that, like, you know, like, or something like.
It's definitely a game mechanic, because when he, like, points it out, it sounds really awkward. He's just like, yeah, you were scared, but you also seemed a little happy. And I'm like, A, how do you know that? And B, that sounds really weird to just say to people.
You have 2 lumps on the front of your chest. You must be a woman. Control your emotions. What if Mole made Phoenix Wright?
Oh, God.
I put on my coat and objection, take that coat off.
You're a guy of a different race to me. Therefore, you must have committed a crime. If not this, another one.
Yeah, Phoenix Wright has like a 3-piece suit now. What is up with that?
Dude, if you buy it, I think it's in the first month, you can get the costume DLC for free. And it puts them back in. Well, Apollo gets some new weird costume, and the girl gets a schoolgirl uniform. But Phoenix Wright gets his old one, and I turned him back into that. So I turned his 3-piece suit. Boom, he closed the jacket, and now he looks like Phoenix Wright. I just love that's like really the difference is the coat is like closed, and I was like, yep, I'm doing that.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but that's a cool game. Definitely recommend it if you like story-driven games. And also, a minor thing that I think's awesome is when you investigate the crime scene, if you've, like, examined that area, it has a little, like, check mark next to the pointer, so you're not, like, hitting the same one, like, oh, did I already check the doorway there? Yeah, it'll have a little mark, so you know that you've done it, which is awesome.
Oh, that's good. That's useful.
So, it's a little bit easier to find out what you have to examine, you know, or if it's actually important, and which is really helpful.
See,
yeah.
This may be bad.
Uh-huh.
It sounds awesome. I asked the question about whether or not you can get another one, because if I get a 2DS, I may buy one. I may try a Phoenix Wright game, because they are meant to be fun. It'd be cool to at least try one properly. However, since I mentioned the fact I own Ally McBeal on DVD, all I'm thinking is, should I do another Ally McBeal marathon, go through my DVDs, I haven't seen them for a while. It's bad. Well, that show did go downhill when Robert Downey Jr. left.
Of course, he's Robert Downey Jr.
No, he was awesome, and then he left, and when he played Larry, by the way, he left, and they were like, you know what, we need to get her another boyfriend, and I think they brought in Bon Jovi, and then they gave her a kid. No, it wasn't the same.
My mom will not stop talking about that show. She has, like, the biggest crush on Robert Downey Jr. ever. And it's weird that she has a crush on someone that's current.
That's because, technically, until the Iron Man films, she didn't have a crush on someone that was current. He's managed to make a comeback into being current.
Yeah, but it's just, like, weird, like, that she, like, knows current events now, or at least in entertainment, for the time being pertaining him.
I do recommend Ally McBeal to all our people, and as I'm saying this, I realise this is a gaming podcast. Sorry, Rick, sorry.
No, that's fine.
Tell me you like that show.
Never seen it.
I did. I saw, like, a couple, like, way back in the beginning. I watched the first few episodes, and it was pretty good. I don't know why I stopped.
It was awesome. I know
it might have been when I went to college, because I stopped watching, like, everything except The Simpsons when I went to college.
Oh, you need to watch South Park.
But it was like with the Ally McBeal. I know a load of people were like, "Oh, but it's got a female as the main character. Boo! It's a chick show." It's like, it's a comedy. It's funny. I don't care if it's got a female as a lead. I'll still watch it. I watched Sex and the City. I also watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
That's a good show.
Buffy was awesome.
Yeah.
Bow, 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 bow. That's way off topic. Bring us back. We need you, Kage. It's time for the discussion.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the discussion period of XGR. What is our topic?
Brilliant host. Best host ever. No, which games and or companies have ruined or hurt what genre of games? I will go first with one of my ones, the controversial one, the big one, the one I know Richter was excited to actually debate on.
Oh yeah, trading card games.
First-person shooters. Halo. Halo ruined the first-person shooter.
Is it okay that I'm okay that it ruined it because I never really liked first-person shooters for the sake of first-person shooting anyway?
Go sit in the corner and eat paste. It's awesome, but no. Well, you wanted to debate that one, Rick?
Only slightly. I mean, there's definitely. You know, your points are pretty valid when you get to them, because he mentioned it last week. That's why I know. So, but
so you wait for my point. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, my point with why it ruined it is it did nothing original for the genre. All it did was take stuff from other games and put it into one, and then pretend it was original, which was fine. It worked, but now that also spawned every first-person shooter, taking everything from every other first-person shooter, and it's kind of bad. But as well as that, the online community with that, you had the kids whining, "Well, that's my Warhawk, well, that's my energy sword." It's a game that gave us teabagging. It's a game that gave us jumping up and down to avoid being shot. But basically, most of everything you can think of from a first-person shooter that's bad, Halo did it. It came from Halo. Which doesn't mean the game's unenjoyable. I'll admit I enjoyed Halo 1 and 2 on the Xbox. I played that via split screen. Woo. But they still caused a load of bad, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
But your rebuttal.
I didn't think about that, but it did cause teabagging. So I hadn't heard of teabagging until after Halo 3.
No, I'm not debating I don't think it was good, really. I would say one major positive that it actually did do is that it made first-person shooter. I know this is going to sound terrible. I say it is a good point, but it made first-person shooters on a console viable and popular. Because before those were really only on PCs, and I feel like Halo was the first one that kind of that showed that it could actually be done very well on a console. So yes, it did lots of terrible stuff, like teabag and all that, but I think it at least had that one positive. And for me, another thing I really dislike about multiplayer games that wasn't made by Halo is that progression system that Call of Duty really made everyone copying.
Yeah, I would argue your point of it made first-person shooters viable for consoles.
Mhm.
I would say the generation before, GoldenEye.
Fuck
Yeah,
yeah,
but that wasn't
GoldenEye.
like that wasn't online, and the controls for that game are actually pretty atrocious. Even though that game was pretty fun.
That game was awesome. That game was awesome for multiplayer, which it didn't have online, no. However, it did have enough for the split screen stuff. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like Street Fighter
Yeah.
still did the stuff for fighting games, even if it wasn't the first one to be online, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but just my thing with GoldenEye was that it didn't have that dual stick control scheme, which is like what Halo really
Yeah.
popular. And because I mean, if I remember correctly, in GoldenEye you couldn't aim and move at the same time. So, like while that really did
sort of
make it,
like
could you? Well, I mean, you could shoot, but like, didn't you have to like stop to aim for some parts or something?
You may have had to. It's been a while. But I remember loving that game when I was younger. I remember loving it. It's been ages since I played it. I even liked the South Park rip-off game. It was on the N64, the same thing.
I remember that game.
Cal launcher, boom. Or fire the musical instrument. Hello, my darling. Hello, my honey.
Didn't you get yellow snowballs in that? Or
Yes, you had snowballs, and with that game, every weapon you got to make an adjustment. If you did it with a snowball, which is like the pistol, basically, it's like the default weapon, they pull it down and you hit zip, tss, and then it comes up and it's yellow. It was genius. But that's slightly off topic. I would agree Halo popularized the first-person shooter. I would,
which I know isn't exactly the best.
It's not
it's not a great plus, but
it's not a plus for people that don't like them, but for people that do, it is. Yeah. I would just argue it also ruined them at the same time, because like you did all of the negative stuff that you got from all these ones, and I'm going to say something now which I know Aeon Rider, if he listens, will thank me for. You didn't get this stuff in Doom. Now Doom there was a first-person shooter.
Yes.
Fuck yeah, Doom.
Hell, I used to like the old Duke Nukem games. They were awesome.
Duke Nukem 3D, that was a cool game. I remember playing that.
It was.
I don't know how my computer handled it back in the day, but
I bet I didn't play it on the PC. My first experience with Doom was on stuff like Mega Drive and SNES. My first Duke Nukem was on PlayStation 1.
Oh, wow.
I'm not a big PC gamer, so therefore, when they come out on consoles, I will play them. It's like I didn't play Portal, I don't think, until after Portal 2 came out, maybe. Maybe I did, I can't remember, but most of the big PC games I don't play because I don't really like playing on a PC. So if they come out on consoles, I play them, I'm like, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. I don't either, but back when I first played Doom, it was only on PC.
So yeah, I remember on Mega Drive and SNES, it was awesome. I think it was on Mega Drive and SNES. It was on one of them.
Yeah, I know at least it was on a Super Nintendo, but I think that was where they like all censored it and they took out like the dogs or something stupid and all the swastikas, and it wasn't blood, it was like milk, like it was Street Fighter 2 Mortal Kombat Super Nintendo syndrome.
Yes, but to be fair, I point to you. You shoot an enemy, and they squirt red stuff on you. You shoot an enemy and they squirt white stuff all over your screen. Which one are you going to go, at?
Pretty much.
That's not better, dude.
Yeah, it's like, oh, is he shooting me back? I don't... Mom, this is rated too low.
Yeah.
I just remember the episode of South Park I just recently watched where they talked about milking the dog and stuff.
Yeah. I believe they also do that stuff in Germany to get rid of blood. They recolor it a different color.
Yeah.
Because Germany's not famous for its violence.
I think that every time whenever they're like, oh, they censor stuff. You can't buy a mature rated game, during daylight hours or something. And I'm just like, I was like, why didn't you crack down like, I don't know, 80 years ago or something? Back before? Okay, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah. See, part of me reads that when it comes up on games, and this is slightly racist, and I hear Germany has cracked down or censored a first-person shooter, and it's like something like Call of Duty or something like that. And in my head, part of me's thinking, wait, Have they tried to do like WWE sometimes did in India, where they made Great Khali the good guy? If they tried to make Hitler seem like a nice guy and you're just being a dick to him, if they redubbed it or something.
The end of Bionic Commando on a Nintendo. Hitler's there and he's like, I need to bring these to all the orphans, and then you just shoot him with a rocket launcher.
Yes.
And they're just sitting there and they're like, the whole time I was playing as the villain.
Let this be a thing.
Yeah.
But no, how about one of you? Which genre did you want to go next? Because this is again a little off topic. And by a little I mean really and oddly racist.
Yeah.
How about you, Fallen Angel? What games or companies would you say have ruined or hurt a genre of game?
World of Warcraft.
Ooh. Yeah.
Okay, what's that hurt?
MMOs.
Right. Interesting.
Elaborate, please.
It'd be good if I actually played WoW. This is just from other people.
The reason I said interesting is I don't think I'd heard of an MMO before World of Warcraft, but that's mainly because I'm not a PC gamer.
I had heard of EverQuest, but I've still never played the original.
Oh,
I had heard of it before.
At that point, I had EverQuest. I had EverQuest on PS2 with the online adapter. You could click in and pop in an Ethernet to make your PS2 online.
Nice.
Yeah, someone bought that shit you're looking at.
I bought the GameCube one, but it was for like 50 cents, so I didn't feel bad. Never used it, though.
Fair enough.
But actually, even though I did like WoW back in the day, I actually kind of agree with that. It did hurt MMOs in a lot of ways. Because its numbers were so huge, a lot of companies, and they like started to tailor their games to try and copy WoW, which is not.
Yeah, I could see that.
And the good thing is that RuneScape has actually somehow made itself better than it was a couple of years ago. Because a lot of people had started, they lost so many fucking members. But earlier this year, they brought back RuneScape 2007, or RuneScape the old edition, for all the old players who hated all the extra editions after 2007.
RuneScape Classic!
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Classic, I'm thinking Coke right there.
I played RuneScape and that was awesome.
Yeah, because now they've got RuneScape 3.
Nice. Okay, how about one of you two? Head or Richter?
Is it Head or Richter? Are they two separate people now?
I did. I was calling you Head.
Oh.
Because
Why?
Because if you remember correctly, while you don't like this nickname, I did call you Fivehead.
That makes no sense.
Because you have a really large forehead. It's not a forehead.
But I have like a really, really small head. Like, if anything, I should be like a, what is it, like, I don't know, like a 3-head or something.
Yeah.
I should be like a 3-head or something. Because that's like how tiny
smaller than a 4. That's like a, what number? Yeah.
I had to think about it for a second, shut up.
College education in America. Okay. But on a serious note, Geeky Girl or Richter, which one of you two would like to go next?
I can go. And again, I'm going to be all wishy-washy, and this isn't fully ruined, but I think in a lot of ways, Sony, specifically more God of War, has started to ruin action games. Because while the first one was really fresh and fun, now a lot of games, it feels like when they make an action game, they try to skew it more violent to be like God of War, and they try to just throw in QTEs all over the place just to be like God of War.
I hate QTEs.
Yeah, like I liked God of War 1, it was a pretty good game, but after that became so popular, you could see a lot of games did that. Like even, hell, like Castlevania games, we mentioned it last week, but Lord of Shadow, that like just blatantly copies God of War and even has QTEs, and it's like, no, that's not like a Castlevania experience.
Yeah.
It just you look at it side by side, you're like, oh, okay, I see what you did there.
Yeah, and I'll admit, I liked Assassin's Creed 1, 2. I liked the PSP prequels. 3, Ascension, But I can understand where you're coming from with that.
Yeah.
But there's loads of games that are meant to be just look too much like God of War.
Yeah.
Like the game on 3, and I don't mean to say that in a bad way, I'm not saying, no, they ripped them off in a bad way just to say it. But it's like that game that came out on, I think it's Xbox One or 360, they were advertising it, and it was called Ascension, right after Sony announced God of War Ascension, and it looked exactly like the same thing.
Yeah, that's like Ascend, the like free to play action RPG. Yeah, it is. It does kind of. It does have very similar themes. It's like pit your god and fight for him and stuff. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, like well, I don't think that God of War games are really bad. It's just that in a lot of ways they hurt the genre because so many ones just want to copy that it's bringing it down, and it's. I don't know. It's like they try not to be original. They're like, oh, well, God of War did it. We'll just copy that aspect. And it's like, no, does that really fit?
Yeah, they even had a quick time event in Mortal Kombat on PS3. If you played as Kratos, and if you played as Kratos, that doesn't count.
Yeah, that's actually kind of funny. That feels like
I know. I like
that's
that.
really legit, or they're just lampooning it. I'm not sure.
I liked it. It was awesome.
Yeah,
Pew, pew.
Alright, well, this might come as a shock, but I think, Final Fantasy, pretty much, like, I'm gonna say, like, 13 and on, have kind of ruined those kind of, like, RPG games where it's more about, like, how they look, and rather than what they're doing, or, like, the gameplay.
Yeah, JRPGs.
Yeah. And it just, like, I don't care. I don't care. Why is this, like, in the stat building and just, and it's, like, awful, and it's, like, I don't care. What am I doing? Why are you so whiny? Shut the fuck up. Why is, like, everybody look like a girl, and, like, just, like, why is it all super special, and then when I'm trying to move, I'm, like, bumping and walking into walls, and I can't figure out how to fucking do anything, and I can't level up the way I want, and it's, like...
Because you suck.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I did agree with that. That was one of the ones I mentioned to you when we were discussing the idea of doing this topic. I do agree with that because they do seem to be focusing with those games, not necessarily all JRPGs, but the ones that try and be like Final Fantasy and copy it, they seem to copy the bad parts too.
It's like, we don't need everyone to be wishy-washy. You're allowed like one or maybe two wishy-washy characters and that's it.
Yeah. Well, I think while 13 definitely is like the apex of that so far, I think it almost, as much as I like 7, I feel it kind of started there, because with those, you know, the videos, like the full motion videos and that, was when people started being like, ooh, like, look at how pretty it is, that pay attention, and I feel like that's when it started, where the gameplay started to go down, where the graphics kept going up, and...
See,
they definitely do that.
I'm 100% behind that, because like I said, which shocks a lot of people, I didn't like 7. I liked 6. I did not like 7. I did not like 7. I found 7 way too easy, and I didn't like the characters because it was like they were trying too hard to make me feel really badass or really emotional and stuff at times. It's like, no.
Or really racist in the case of Barrett.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry.
Fun.
Like, I'm sorry.
I liked him, but he was.
Like, I'm sorry. I know a lot of Final Fantasy fans will boo this. Sephiroth was way too try-hard, in my opinion.
I hate him so much. He's terrible.
You're supposed to hate him.
I know, but like not in a good way. Like Kefka was a villain. Sephiroth he just like.
Well, see, he's just mama's boy and a
my
pussy.
favorite character, and that's it. Like Kefka ruined the world because why not? He did it for shits and giggles. That's a villain.
Yeah.
He made a subordinate clean his shoe because he had sand on it in a desert. Like Kefka's crazy.
He's no Swiper from Dora the Explorer.
That's true.
I do like Final Fantasy VII, but I would also agree with you that it started there. I would say that Final Fantasy VII would be like as far as you can go in that area. Any farther than that is like like shit. Like I would say like that's where they were tipping the scale, you know. If you put anything else on the scale, it's just gonna blow up, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, like I like 10, but 10 definitely was going for graphics.
Oh,
over
fuck
other
him.
stuff.
I don't even care. Like, he's like, boo, 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 my daddy didn't love me. I said, you know what? If I knew you were gonna be, I would have you aborted. I'm sorry, but I'm not even against abortion, but you just are goddamn not worth it. I'm sorry. Like, your father, I'm glad he kicked your ass. Too bad he didn't kick you hard enough, apparently, because you're still here.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I hate him. I hate Titus so much.
My next one will shock people a little bit. But at the same time, and like I said, they've ruined or hurt the genre in some ways. Capcom have hurt fighting games.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Street Fighter, I'm not going to take anything away from it. Street Fighter is one of the best, probably the best fighting game of all time. The Street Fighter series is probably the best fighting series of all time. No one can take that away from it. However, especially on the recent consoles when there's no excuse for it, stuff like Super Street Fighter and Street Fighter Arcade Edition and stuff has encouraged people to do it, where like Mortal Kombat, come on, you know a few years later they're going to do Mortal Kombat Complete Edition. Injustice, Ultimate Edition and stuff, because they're copying Street Fighter, and and the fact that there's DLC characters that shouldn't be DLC, and it's like, no, you're hurting the genre right there.
I was like, don't you know? Downloadable everything. In fact, the kill moves are downloadable, the clothes are downloadable, like, and then they'll soon be like...
Oh, you want the second super move? That's another 99 cents.
Yeah. Like, the Hadoukens are now, like, you know, an extra, like, you know, bonus. So you have to earn.
Yeah, it's getting so ridiculous. Soon I'll expect you to download different colors. Oh, wait.
Your Hadouken, only 149. Actually, I would almost do that if you could, like, recolor special moves.
Yeah, if you could recolor special moves, yes. When it was character creation, like we said with Street Fighter X Tekken, that was horrible when you had to download each palette.
Even though they were free, that's like the dumbest thing I've seen. Because you're like, oh, you know, it'd be cool to get a yellow. Oh, I have to wait 3 weeks. Like,
yeah.
What?
They were free, like you said, but it was still like, what?
Yeah. Why are they timed? It's a fucking color.
But
when you started, you had like black and white, because I rented that when it first came out, and I had like black and white, and I was like, what? And then like a week later, it's like, now you get some reds, and I'm like, really, Capcom? Like that? What?
Yeah. But
that was just a paint thinner there when they thought that.
That was my next one. Capcom fighting games, in my opinion, they've hurt the fighting genre with adding more, with basically trying to do what they did on the SNES and stuff, which made sense then, because they didn't have the DLC and stuff. And then they're using DLC wrong and still doing the addition.
Yeah, they like can't win. People are like, why are you just putting all this DLC stuff in? And they're like, fine. And then they're just like, now it's not DLC, it's a whole separate one. And people are like, why can't we just have it DLC? And it's like, Capcom just doesn't quite understand how to do it properly. They just...
Yeah, they mess it up badly. And it encourages other people. But your next one, Fallen Angel.
Pikachu, pee, choo, pee.
Okay, then your next one, Richter.
I don't have any more, because my other one was the RPG one, which Stacy also did, so.
Okay, Kikyo, do you have any others?
Can I say that, can I say that a movie ruined the genre of video games?
Yes.
Because I feel like... Okay.
Oh, no, because I may have guessed it. No, continue.
Okay. Or actually, technically, the movies were made into games, but it's not those games that ruined the genre of games, it's actually the movie that ruined the genre of video games. I think. Or at least made them dumber. But, like, I feel like a lot of games... Like, I mean, they made them dumber,
from the person
lazier and
that
dumber.
didn't know 3 was less than 4.
Shut up! My brain wasn't working then.
I'm sorry, continue.
But I think, like, So many games I've seen that I play, and I like the fantasy genre. Like, I don't mind, like, having elves and humans and, like, magic people or, like, many different races and stuff. Like, that's not, like, a thing. You can't, like, own that, like, particular genre. Like, one game can't, like, own that. Because I know, like, Lord of the Rings probably the people popularized it, but they got it from somebody, they took something from somebody. Like, that's fine. But, like, then there's, like, games that are, like, blatant Lord of the Rings ripoffs. You're obviously in Helm's Deep. I recognize the music. You're clearly only having, like, 3 races, and the elves are, like, the great superior race, and they're all arrogant and stuff, and, like, it's like, this is the exact same thing. Like people, like, copy the palette of Lord of the Rings. I don't mind them using it if they do something with it that Lord of the Rings didn't.
Yeah.
But, like...
I will say I can understand where you're going now. I was so wrong.
Okay.
When you said movie ruining games, I was thinking The Matrix, because every single action shooter game now needs bullet time.
Yeah.
That's what I'd been thinking.
Yeah, they do.
No, I didn't even think. I was thinking that because, like, I was like, I was just playing some games, and, like, seriously, it's like Helm's Deep, yep. Helm's Deep, yep. Helm's Deep, yep. There's, like, so many games that do that one, like, fucking place and do that one, like, like, the whole, like, battle thing, which is, like, awesome, and it was awesome, and I guess if you haven't
You're underground and you have to fight a giant ogre, and...
Yeah, and, like,
it's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, there's even Helm's Deep and stuff like that in Battle for the North.
Yeah, like, I haven't played any Lord of the Rings games since GameCube, so, I don't, like, know about any of them, but, like, it's always, like, you have this one big castle, and, it's the exact same, like, all the archers are lined up on this one wall, and they're shooting, and, like, this one person's gonna make the whole frickin', like, difference, even though we have, like, a whole goddamn army, and it's like, it's just the same goddamn thing over and over and over again.
I would say, I don't think Lord of the Rings did that. I understand exactly what you're saying, but even before the Lord of the Rings came out, we had games that were doing that in that genre. I think they're more tropes of the genre as a whole, if that makes sense.
I guess so, but
you could argue it could be Lord of the Rings the books.
Oh, maybe. I think it's just that Lord of the Rings itself maybe it gets started, but they put the nail in the coffin for, like, Because if I hear, like, another, like, like, if I'm battling something and there's this, like, big epic thing and I'm like, no, shut up, okay? You probably changed, like, one chord to avoid lawsuit from Lord of the Rings music.
Do that again. Okay, Victor, are you pitching like I am? The Muppets, Lord of the Rings. Because the way she sung that was so like the animal bands and shit with banana, dun 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 dun.
But that's like, that's how it is. I just, like,
Okay,
like, I've seen it, I've done it, like, move on, think of something new.
Fair enough. I have 3 others.
Alright, cool.
The Wii ruined party games.
I would agree with that.
And I mean, Nintendo has made the best party games. I'm not going to argue that. Mario Party's the shit. And if you don't, I don't care if you're one of those people that says, party games are too casual, party games are so shit. No one plays a party game and says, yeah, this is so hardcore. We know it's shit. It's like when people tell wrestling fans wrestling's fake. We know this. We just have fun with it in multiplayer. That's the whole purpose of it. You know what I mean, man?
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? However, stuff like Babysitting Party and all the fucking third-party party games that came out on Wii have really left it to the genres a bit, it's a bit shit. However, when those games are done right, like Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympics, or Mario Party, or even some of the older ones which were enjoyable, like Buzz is kind of a party game, even though it's a quiz, it's kind of a party game. They were fun.
I was saying, my parents play some casual games, and because of all the bullshit ones, they're confused now. Like, they don't know, like, I was gonna buy the new game, the whatever party, because she likes when she doesn't really care what we do, but she likes when me and my whole family spend time, like, together, and this is, like, one thing we can actually, like, do and agree on to do. So, but now she's, like, trying to get this new, so she bought all these, like, crap games. She bought like the ones you're talking about, like all the like everything with the word party at the end of it. She's like, I bought all of these. You gotta tell me which ones to return. I can't open them. Like, just like because she didn't know which ones. She's like, I don't know what this is, but it was a Wii game, and they told me that it goes in the thing we have at home, so it would fit in there. So that I started with that. It had the word party and it fit into the Wii, so
yeah, stuff like Movie Party and stuff on the Wii, horrible. And like I said, there has been other good ones besides just Mario Party. An example is Sonic Shuffle on Dreamcast. Loved that game.
That was awesome.
Sonic Shuffle was awesome. But it's a case of, you can do a party game. I don't mind party games if you do them right. But you need to actually concentrate and make sure each mini-game is fun. Make sure playing the game is fun. And there's been rip-off ones too, like there's been a Scenic game come out in recent years, and Monopoly that tried to capitalise on it. It's like, no, your board games are great. Your console games are not, because you're ruining the party ones, because you're like, we don't have to put any effort in it, because the people who like party games are stupid. It's like, no, you're stupid. But my next one, since
I thought of another one. If you want a small one thrown in there in the middle.
I don't. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Go away.
I'm kidding. Continue.
I was thinking, I don't know exactly which number, but I would say Guitar Hero killed like the music game genre, like the one it created. It killed its own creation.
It did. They oversaturated that with like Guitar Hero World Tour, Guitar Hero such and such, Guitar Hero Rolling Stones,
Beatles,
Guitar Heroes, Alvin and the Chipmunks.
I would buy that, Alvin and the Chipmunks. I would buy that. My parents would buy
Guitar
that.
Hero Josie and the Pussycats.
Stop naming things my parents would buy. If they hear you, I swear, like they will like look for these things, and who knows what will happen when they buy it. Who knows?
Return these whatever party games, and then just go pick up that.
It's like no, because they'll be like, Stacey, I heard on your radio show they had Josie and the Pussycats on Wii, and then they'll have like some crazy like freaking hack import like crazy thing that she bought from like some third world country that no one knows of or something, and it doesn't fit in the game.
Since I now know Geeky Girl's parents listen to our radio show, I'm sorry I outed your daughter. I'm also sorry I didn't inform you earlier of on the Wii. You should totally check out, because you like Mario Kart and party games. What the hell is that called? Wacky Racers, that was it. Check out Wacky Racers on Wii.
What is that?
The most disappointing game ever.
I was like, don't tell her that, because she will like seriously like.
She'll no. You make out like she'll hear right now, go by Wacky Racers, and then she'll pause the podcast, run to the shop, buy it, come back and press play, and not.
She is psychic.
And not listen to the bit right afterwards where I've said it's the worst thing ever. It was the worst thing ever because it should have been a good kart racing game, because Wacky Racers, it lends itself to it so perfectly.
But how do I know that she's gonna, like, you know, being in the kitchen listening to this, and then she hears you say it, and then she goes off to do something, and she doesn't hear the part about you saying, like, it's bad or something.
Yeah.
Like, that could totally happen. But she's gonna look for Alvin and the Chipmunks Guitar Hero now.
Well, as I was saying, check it out, Richter. You played Mario Kart.
Yes.
Would you buy a Wacky Races game that played like Mario Kart?
Maybe.
Yeah, I would. I would. Would you buy a Wacky Races game on Wii that's a point-and-click driving and racing and shooting game? You have to point at the screen to make your car go and shoot.
That doesn't sound like... What?
What?
I hear you using words, but I don't think they're used in the right order.
How did... Who okayed that?
Yeah, you seem to think like I did. They seem to have made a huge leap in error there.
Like... Please tell me that, like, some developer's son made this and he thought he was just so proud of his son for using the computer at 5 because he's a prodigy that he had to release this anyway.
What is that? Somebody lost
That's the only way that'd be acceptable.
Are you ready, Rick?
Yes.
Even though we're on the air. This is how it plays. As you can see, it's like a point-and-click style thing. It's weird. I just let you see just part of the gameplay.
Once the ad is over. It's gotta sell me Battlefield 4.
Yeah. It's weird. They messed up badly, but yeah.
Goddamn ads.
But regardless, since we're still recording, my next one would be EA have ruined the sports game.
Yeah.
And my final one was Resident Evil 4 ruined the horror survivor genre, because now all of them are too actiony to be horror survivor.
Yeah.
But
even though 4 was pretty good, it definitely killed. Yeah. It wasn't a survival horror game.
No, and it started where it went wrong.
Yeah, it did.
I actually had to look for a long time to find like an Amnesia Descent to Darkness survival horror game, and I looked for a very, very long time unsuccessfully at a place. And I will say that I bought and then returned like 4 different games of like that kind of like game, and I was like, this is why does this exist? Go away.
Yeah. But I think that's the end of this discussion. Fallen Angel, did you want to take us out? Fallen Angel? Okay, we seem to have lost the Fallen Angel. He was your host, the Fallen Angel. I was Chris, aka The Mole. Rick the Hammer. Geeky Girl. See ya.